Kindly subscribe to support us and inspire us to make new videos. In the second part of the butterfly series, we're going to learn about the life cycle of butterfly and their phenomenal migration across an entire continent. Life cycle of a butterfly. Life cycle refers to the stages of development, growth and reproduction that a living thing goes through. The butterfly's life cycle is made up of 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. This process of development is called metamorphosis. The first stage, the egg. A butterfly starts life as a very small, round, oval or cylindrical egg. Female butterflies lay eggs on leaves of a particular plant called a host plant. Each species of butterfly has its own host plant that, when eaten by its caterpillar, will enable the caterpillar to grow and thrive. For example, female monarch butterflies will lay their eggs only on milkweed because milkweed is the only food that monarch butterfly caterpillar will eat. To the human eye, eggs appear to be nothing more than small dots. However, the eggs vary quite a lot in their shape, surface decoration, color and size. Some butterfly eggs may be round, some oval and some may be ribbed, while others may have other features. The egg shape depends on the type of butterfly that laid the egg. The egg stage lasts a few days in most butterflies. Caterpillars grow inside the eggs and hatch after a few days. The second stage, the larva, caterpillar. The caterpillar or larva is the long, worm-like stage of the butterfly or moth. It often has an interesting pattern of stripes or patches, and it may have spine-like hairs. It is the feeding and growth stage. Caterpillars spend their whole life eating and growing. The first thing a caterpillar eats is its eggshell, and then starts to eat the leaves of its host plant. Since they are tiny and cannot travel to a new plant, the caterpillar needs to hatch on the kind of leaf it wants to eat. When a caterpillar is born, they are extremely small. When they start eating, they instantly start growing and expanding. As the caterpillar grows, it sheds its skins 4 or 5 times. Caterpillars eat approximately 8 times their body mass each day. The caterpillar spins a silk thread as it moves to help keep it attached to the leaves. After a few weeks, the caterpillar spins a silk button on the underside of a leaf, attaches itself to this with fine hooks and hangs head down in a J shape. The third stage, pupa, chrysalis. The chrysalis or pupa is the transformation stage within which the caterpillar tissues are broken down and the adult insect structures are formed. Within the chrysalis, the old body parts of the caterpillar are undergoing a remarkable transformation, called metamorphosis, to become the beautiful parts that make up the butterfly that will emerge. Tissue, limbs and organs of a caterpillar have all been changed by the time the pupa is finished, and is now ready for the final stage of a butterfly's life cycle. The fourth stage, adult butterfly. A fully developed butterfly escapes from its chrysalis shell by pumping blood into its head and thorax, which swell and crack the shell. The head and thorax are the first structures to emerge. Next, the butterfly pushes its legs out and pulls its swollen abdomen and compressed wings. The first evidence that a butterfly is ready to emerge is a transparency of the pupa case revealing the colors of the wings beneath. When the butterfly first emerges from the chrysalis, both of the wings are soft, wet and folded against its body. The butterfly hangs from the pupa case for an hour or so to let its wings straighten and dry out. Once the butterfly has done this and warmed itself in the sun, it is ready to fly off and feed and mate, so continuing the ongoing life cycle. Monarch butterfly migration. It is the phenomenon, mainly across North America, where the subspecies Danaus plexippus migrates 3,000 miles each summer and autumn to and from overwintering sites on the west coast of California or mountainous sites in central Mexico. Other subspecies perform minor migrations or none at all. This massive movement of butterflies has been called one of the most spectacular natural phenomena in the world. The monarchs begin their southern migration from September to October. Eastern and northeastern populations, up to 500,000 monarch butterflies, migrate at this time. Originating in southern Canada and the United States, they travel to overwintering sites in central Mexico. The butterflies arrive at their roosting sites in November. They remain in their roosts during the winter months and then begin their northern migration in March. No individual butterfly completes the entire round trip. Female monarchs lay eggs for a subsequent generation during the northward migration. For generations are involved in the annual cycle. Similarly, the western populations migrate annually from regions west of the Rocky Mountains to overwintering sites on the coast of California. Art of butterfly gardening. Butterfly gardening provides a recreational activity to view butterflies interacting with the environment. Besides anthropocentric values of butterfly gardening, creating habitat reduces the impacts of habitat fragmentation and degradation. Habitat degradation is due to increased use of pesticides and herbicides. Woody encroachment and non-native plants are contributing factors to the decline in butterfly and pollinator habitat. Pollination is one ecological service butterflies provide. About 90% of flowering plants and 35% of crops rely on animal pollination. Butterfly gardens, even in urban, developed neighborhoods, provide habitat that increases butterfly diversity and also pollinators like bees, flies, and beetles. Before buying plants and digging into the soil, ground truthing is a necessary first step. Ground truthing involves surveying a property in order to assess the current resources available. Some aspects to keep in mind are the following: south-facing slopes, natural wind breaks, plant species, butterfly species. Butterflies are ectothermic and rely on solar radiation for their metabolism. South-facing slopes are an ideal location for a butterfly garden, as they provide the most solar radiation. Shrubs and trees provide wind breaks for butterflies, and can also be host plants, such as spicebush, Lindera benzoin, or pawpaw, Asimina triloba. The types of plants used in a butterfly garden will determine which species of butterflies will visit a garden. Depending on the zone, some butterfly-attracting plants include purple cone flowers, Echinacea purpurea, yellow cone flowers, sunflowers, marigolds, poppies, cosmos, salvias, some lilies, asters, coreopsis, daisies, verbenas, lantanas, liastris, and milkweed, especially for the monarch butterfly, whose caterpillars feed solely on this plant. Avoid cultivation of plants that have double flowers because more petals which block the center, and these can be difficult for butterflies to access. Care should also be taken to research a species to make sure it is not invasive in a given region. Thus, we come to the conclusion of the video. If you need any more videos about butterflies, please let me know in the comments. Our next video is going to be about the brisk and busy lives of ants. Stay tuned.